top of it. So the complexity just got worse. It never got simpler. This is why engineers at Microsoft cost $500K a year. When you have a problem in the cloud, you don't even know where to troubleshoot. I'm going to skip the security part. 26 different security products you have to use on average. This is a survey done by VMware. You have to use 26 security products to secure your cloud application. The security products have become a security problem themselves. That's how bad this industry has become. Okay? Okay, so take a Uber. If you're using Uber in Kenya, that app has to go to Johannesburg. That's 8,200 kilometers. It costs Uber a lot of money. It costs the telephone companies a lot of money. It's just, it doesn't work for the new stuff that people want to do. AR, VR, IoT. It needs to be closer. Speed of light is a real problem. Okay. I talked about the 4.8 cloud providers. Because there's no coverage, people have to buy 5 different cloud providers to provide their application, 26 security products, 20 tools to orchestrate cloud and DevOps. What the companies really want, they just want their apps to run fast and easy. That's all they want to do, right? I'm going to show you this broken business model. On the right side, $350 billion run rate. 80% of it goes to Amazon and Microsoft Cloud. The telecom companies that have their own users consuming all these apps make absolutely zero. Yet they build their infrastructure, they pay for the wire for transit into Amazon and Microsoft. It's a broken model. Okay? I'm going to ignore this. World's moving to serverless and containers. This is what we're doing. There's no leaders in this field. All the companies are moving to containers and serverless. Uber runs completely on serverless. I'm going to spare you the tech. The distributed cloud fabric. This is what we built. It's a mesh supercomputer that is so fast, applications run on our platform runs 5 times faster on it than Amazon. It's based off of smart contracts, but it's not a blockchain. We could use any blockchain for this. Currently, I'm using my buddy's EOS. It doesn't work very good, so we're thinking of changing it. Like he told me no. Okay, it's real time. We provide real time execution. And if you have any questions about how that's done, let me know, because nobody in blockchain solved real time. We did. All blockchain technologies require block time, which is a minimum of half a second. We do it in real time. There's no delay. It's wire speed. Okay? I'm going to skip all the tech stuff. Nobody wants to hear this stuff. Trusted hardware, nobody wants to hear it. Reputation, notes. We're built for the future. We're a native serverless and microservices architecture. We support all existing monolithic applications on our platform. Uber can run on this, and it runs faster and cheaper than on Amazon. We're an open platform. It's not locked in. No provider lock-in. I'm going to skip this tech. Currently, if you want to set up a AI node on Amazon, you have to buy an EC2 instance, you have to provision it, you have to put software on it, you have to load balance it, you have to put the app on it. In our platform, it's one command in your code. We're not going to compete directly with Amazon. Our first use case we're going to use is synergizes with Amazon. An app like Uber would utilize Amazon for 50% of their traffic, while our stuff will be much closer to the user, and we'll offload the other half. I'll skip this. People don't trust Chinese carriers because of spying. If you put our stuff on Aliyun can't see what you're doing. This is really good for American companies. Okay? So we believe we build a plug-and-play, a very fast platform that can finally be executed and deployed at the edge, at the telecom carriers. So that's much closer to the user. Business plan, this is what it looks like. We're going to pepper the world with our nodes so that applications will run much quicker and much closer to the user. This will actually realize Microsoft's vision. The team, if you want to read a little bit about it, I'm from F5. I've helped build some of the world's biggest distributed platforms with F5. That includes Facebook, Apple iCloud, iTunes, Microsoft Azure, Bank of America. You name it, I probably had a hand in it, and my friends built Microsoft Azure. This is our ecosystem and plan. We want to open source our code. We want to build a public cloud. We're going to sell plug and play hardware to support the service providers. And we're going to have the world's first open world application marketplace. So developers can put their applications openly on our platform and call it instead of being logged into Amazon and Microsoft like today. So we envision developers actually be really adopting this platform very quickly. This is probably the biggest business case that you might be interested in is we're not going to build this by ourselves. We're already in talk with 6 different carriers and 5 different SaaS companies about partnering up. We'll put these nodes within their local telecom premises, and we're going to give them a cut of the revenue which they do not see today. Okay? This is how it's going to. This is an Uber model. So if the application that you're using is executed within the local carrier like PCCW, we're going to give them 70% of that revenue, and we'll take 30%. But this is a revenue stream they don't have right now. So essentially, once we reach critical mass with this product, it'll fundamentally redistribute and alter the revenue for the cloud market, which is going to be about $500 billion by 2025. So instead of dropping, the carrier like PCCW getting $50 per user per month for 4G service, if the application that they're using and are now running their environment, they may be able to double the revenue per user from $50 to $100. So there's a lot of interest in carriers for our products. And I'm very connected to the carrier space, and we've already begun to talk and have POCs with them. Okay, why invest in our team? Well, I'm here because I'm part of the crypto community. If there's a use case for blockchain, a use case for decentralization, this is probably it. This is the epitome of what distribution, decentralization, and blockchain is supposed to be. That's why I'm here talking to you. If I were to go to a VC, which by the way I turned down a check from Sequoia, I would be doing the opposite of what the community really wanted me to do. And plus, I think I can raise more money from crowdsourcing than I would from a VC who also wants me to sign away my rights as a CEO. I don't know if you know, but venture capitalists fire 50% of their CEOs within the first year. And there aren't any Chinese CEOs that are well known in Silicon Valley. They like Taiwanese people, they like Indian people, they don't like Chinese. The only one that is a Chinese CEO is the guy from Zoom. I don't know why that is. That's just the barrier that I constantly face as an American Chinese when I'm doing business in Silicon Valley. I just want to lay it out there. So again, we have the connections to immediately tap into market, begin execution. Some of the sales execs that I've been working with come from Fortune 500 and S&P 500 tech companies. So as soon as they get funding, we will tap into probably a lot of the enterprises in the U.S. and capture that revenue. It's not that hard. It's not that hard because, let me see here. I'm going to skip to this. That represents less than 1% of cloud revenue. I'm not trying to move the needle so much. I'm just trying to capture 1%. I'm very pragmatic. People kept telling me this should be like 10 times the size. I'm like, I'm Asian. My parents told me to be conservative. Very conservative. I can do this. I don't know if I can do 10 times. So again, we are actually finished. We have almost closed out our entire $4 million initial. So it's being oversubscribed. So what we're doing is we're selling a Reg D STO. It could be valued approximately $120 million, depending on how we do in terms of our community building in 2019. That could be much bigger. Again, once we have the Series D, we'll be offering a second token offering at a much higher valuation in 2021. Probably between 500 million to 700 million valuation, which means that if you come in 2019, we're not going to guarantee that you're going to have 30 times your money, but 7 times is reasonable. If you're looking for 100 times return, this probably is not for you. Okay. These are our milestones, and in Silicon Valley speak and VC speak, these are also milestones which increases your market valuation, and these we will be looking at that as soon as we hit them and reevaluating our valuation. And so, if you believe in decentralization, you believe that we can transform the cloud industry by redistributing the revenue and making it close, making your apps run very close to you. This project's probably for you. Now, if you have any questions, particularly if you have more technical questions, we're more than happy to share with you under NDA, and we have 17 patents pending, and a lot of interest from SaaS companies and telcos at this point. Any questions?
Any questions?
How you, well, from your presentation is very, very good. But how are you going to disrupt whatever is in the market? Like, whatever your idea is very good.
So,
But how are you going to disrupt? People are using Azure, people are using Amazon, and now actually, from
Yes.
China's adding cloud is very.
so it's so complex to put your app on Azure and AWS. You have to hire DevOps people, developers, network engineers, app engineers, whole team. That most companies, actually enterprise, even app developers, they don't have that luxury. Because all the talent's in Azure itself. I mean, there's a backlist of, when we talk to enterprises, they say that they don't even have the talent to deploy stuff on Azure. They don't. So what we did is we made a very easy platform. You put your code in and it just runs. You don't have to manage it. So if you're talking about disruption, the first thing I would like to say is the ease of use, because today it doesn't exist. So in our platform, you put your code in there, just let it go.
My understanding is once when we subscribe, whatever, as a user, we don't have to deal with all the stuff, right? We just subscribe, and then we will just tell you how much it will cost you.
Yeah, well, current cloud is very complicated. Not only are you paying for one provider. So the Gartner survey that I put up a couple of slides ago was actually, you have to use 4.8 different cloud providers to deploy your application. I'm going to show you this slide. You can see that this is the complexity app developers are dealing with today. We're going to make all of that top thing disappear with our platform. So we can talk. So this platform was built by the guy that designed the security for Office 365 Cloud. So so security space today is you kind of build a fence and hope nobody gets through. But once you get through, you lose everything. So this is why you see the data breaches happening. What we've done is we build the security on top and the execution and application layer, so that the security perimeter extends outwards. So you're actually securing your most valuable asset and goes out from there. It's significantly cheaper to do it this way, and it's significantly more secure. And we have a lot of patents pending on this, and there's a lot of interest. A lot of people throw the word zero knowledge, interactive proof. We're actually doing that. Our software and nodes run under the assumption that you're hacked and it's not safe. So that's our premise for our platform. And we make security assumptions based on the premise it's already hacked. And then you can still run your code secure. And we have yes. 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 So the API for the TrueStack public cloud will be run by us. It's not going to be open to the user. It's going to be vetted by us and controlled by us. That's the public cloud server they pay money for. The open is the software itself. You can download it as an open source. You can run it on your own private enterprise. Yeah, it's like Docker. So that is open, and we'll have community vetting that. Yeah, they're separate. Yeah.
One question is,
Yes.
like Google, AWS, Azure, they are using a service as a platform.
Yes.
Or platform as a service.
Yes.
Or application as a service.
Yes.
Which category you categorize yourself?
Let me show you this slide, right? So when they say PaaS and SaaS and stuff, they're looking at this from here. So we actually are trying to hire a marketing guy to kind of re-describe what the stack looks like, because it's so different that we don't know what to call it. So essentially we reduce. So you're talking about PaaS and Google is like right here. Right? You have to build all of this to get it here. So for us, we're like right here. So that's a very good question. We don't know yet what to call this. So it's probably going to be something that, even the name, we're we're thinking of changing because it's so revolutionary. We have to probably reinvent what people's traditional notion of what cloud computing really is.
Single service clients, right? Of course, you have people or other people that the company ends.
So very good question. I have a slide for that. So I'm in charge of, my previous role, I was in charge of product adoption globally for a company called F5 Networks. I built the revenue from 50 million run rate a year to 2 billion. And the last few years, as the companies transition to the cloud, we find that more and more people are not really, Google and Amazon are stupid. They use their salespeople and they play golf and drink with people and then, land an enterprise deal. It doesn't work like that anymore. And which is also one of the things that I think we have the flexibility and the execution agility to handle is the left side, is the developers. You build a community. So when we go out forms like the Stack Overflow, building Git, we have a very good Git integration so that you put your code on Git, just upload to the trust stack. So, building the developer community and advertising, basically telling them how easy it is, it kind of spreads word by mouth. This is the strategy that we're using.
This is exactly, I don't want to have questions, but like big organization already using Amazon or whatever cloud industry, there's a big disruption that they have to choose to. No one can order whatever you have, right?
It's very funny you mentioned that because they don't trust Amazon. That's why they use 26 security products. Right? There's some problem with trust in general. But the way that we've done it is open source so they can see what we're executing. We can go to the CIO. By the way, that's landing the right side, the 30% enterprise, right? And we understand the landing of that cycle is about 12 to 18 months per account. But it's up to our salespeople to have the relationships in Silicon Valley to kind of go sell to their CIOs and have them vet that through their developers and their CISOs to make sure that, okay, yeah, this is safe. And part of the strategy, we're giving away the open source part for free for the sole purpose of having enterprises adopted in their private enterprise cloud so that they can move to the public cloud. So we're not going to do that initially, but it's going to be something that we're going to build over time. We're going to go after developers first.
Because a couple months ago, went to this cybersecurity conference.
Sure.
They were talking about moving everything to the cloud.
Oh,
You mentioned the whole cloud.
Yeah.
Because basically they trust that the cloud would have all the security measures to protect.
The cloud has the Amazon, Microsoft gets hacked all the time. There's a team called MSRC that all they do, they have 400 people, all they do is respond to hacks of their own different, they don't disclose that, number one. Number two, there's really a line between what they will protect in terms of their infrastructure versus what they will protect in terms of your application. Your application is your responsibility. It's not their responsibility. You have to buy security services and products on the marketplace, in the Amazon Web Services marketplace, to secure your apps. That's the 26 software products people buy to secure their own applications. The cloud providers only care about making sure their infrastructure is not hacked. Everything else is your problem. Yeah.
Are you guys similar to like DigitalOcean?
Yes.
You are, okay.
I'm aiming for much bigger than DigitalOcean, but DigitalOcean is actually just VM. Right? VM, they don't do serverless and containers. We think VMs at IaaS, which is just virtual servers and hardware in general, is going to go away in the next 5 years. In fact, Gartner surveys all showing enterprises moving. I'm talking about like Uber, Netflix, Expedia. They don't do any of that. They run everything on serverless.
Right.
And today, Amazon and Microsoft can't offer that service, so they had to build their own.
Okay.
Their serverless and container products are really poor because they're built on the old stack.
Any more questions?
Any more questions? More than happy to answer them if you have some time. I'll be here for a while. So, yes.
What exactly do you mean by serverless? Like there is no
Yeah, this is something that I don't quite.
Very
understand
interesting, right?
serverless.
So this is something that the Silicon Valley people haven't really. So serverless is not really. There's no server. It extracts the servers away. So all the developers doing is putting their
But you can
code.
how can they host all this information?
There is still servers.
Yeah.
There's still
there should
servers.
still be
Because
Servers.
the source code somewhere, right?
Yes, this is where the layer, right?
No
This is,
closet, no closet for coding, where do you put all the codes?
Yeah, right, exactly.
they say serverless, but actually it's right here. This is why the stack, I'm saying Amazon's falling over, because they have all this in the back. You don't see any of that, right? The
You
efficiencies,
don't see it, you're behind the curtain, right?
yes, yeah. This is why they don't open their platform, because it's so complicated to maintain, it's very fragile. So, you don't see any of that in the back. That's why the cloud engineers in Amazon, they have to pay $600K a year.
But the thing is, the performance is very fast. So-
Very funny, so serverless is actually very slow. So we run,
This is that I can.
so we run a copy of a sort of a clone of Slack and in serverless mode on our platform. It was running 5 times faster than Amazon serverless. Number one. Number two, they've abstracted away servers, yes, but the efficiency on Amazon serverless is 7%. So for every server of capacity that they have, they're putting 13 of them in the back that you don't see. And they're still making 40% margin, which I think is crazy.
I just want to
Yes.
ask one more question.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, the
the
reason
other
that-
cloud is so fast, faster than Amazon.
I thought it was,
Yeah, this is what I
do
was.
you trust Alibaba?
No, I don't.
If I was Bank of America, I wouldn't put anything on Ali. I'll get spied on. That's just how American companies think, right? And Western companies think. There's an inherent
But how
amount of
come
trust.
the technology is faster than the US company? This is something that I still have question marks.
Ali still runs on this.
No?
They still run the old stack. All of them do. Even the new open source technologies like OpenWhisk that are open for serverless, they also run on the stack. They never changed. So when you say fast, Ali, what they've done is they've spent a lot of money building big data centers to abstract away the inefficiency. So if you're looking at 7% for AWS efficiency to get to that speed, you're looking at probably 4% for Ali. They're probably putting 20 to 25 servers in the back to try to abstract away that one you're executing your code on. Yes.
So you're basically saying that you've got a twofold way of making your applications run faster. You've got basically reducing your complexity and also being distributed, you can actually be physically closer to where the user is.
Yes.
So what kind of percentage is giving you the most performance?
Both. So very complicated question because that also comes into see these two data centers, Amazon has to build 2 of them.
Yeah.
One next to each other because what if one fails, everything
Yeah,
dies.
sure.
So for distributed computing means that if more than one node is executing your code, you already have a default high availability. You don't have to build the other data center. You're saving a lot of money on that. In terms of what you said, it's about half. I think more of it has to do with the business model. Because
Depends on the app.
we made it very easy, because telecoms right now don't have the talent, to be honest, to be able to do cloud. Nobody does, except for Amazon, Microsoft. They have all of them, right? So to make it easy means that I can now put this stuff over to telecom, and I don't have to worry about them calling me in the middle of the night saying something's broke. They'll just unplug it, because it's plug and play. Yeah.
And you've got all this already working in demo mode or?
Yeah, we already have 6 PLCs going with telecom providers and 3 big banks in the US.
You know, when the cloud computing, the recent business report of Tencent, the gross margin, the margin for cloud computing is about 27%.
20, 35 to 40,
Yeah,
yes.
and you say the US is close to 40. So since you're starting small scale, so the margin must be not very high in the beginning, right?
I'm
How do
really,
you change regardless of how do your margin change versus?
really good question, because I actually am not a finance guy.
Don't tell technicals.
We don't have a CFO yet, so if anybody's very talented here, I'm
In the next
hiring
3
one.
years, don't be technical.
No, in terms of margin, right, in our business in Silicon Valley, we don't talk about margin until we get to a critical mass of
Yeah,
users.
no, it's a
So
threshold.
threshold, and then we worry about the margin later, if that's any consolation for you.
The fund or whatever, worry about the positive cash flow. See what I mean?
I agree with you, but Uber doesn't make positive cash flow. Right, yeah.
So do they have to make some way to bring in constant funding or financing to
This,
survive?
absolutely, and this is why the funding requirement is actually pretty high for our project. The first 45 million will get us about 60 million in run rate. I'm forecasting that we'll actually be losing, won't be making any margin at 60 million. Is when we get to a critical mass where we have a lot of apps running on there. So we're getting money from the computing, the cloud service, but also the marketplace for like Salesforce running our app marketplace. We take a percentage of that. It's all those things that added together that will make up for the difference and get us profitable. So we really need to have a critical mass of app developers and also telecom carriers for the footprint, and then the customers will become more.
Do you have that figures in how many years?
Yes, I have the chart.
5 million users in 3 years, something like that.
So funding, the initial round will get us to about 55, 60 million. I mean, we're doing an Uber model, right? So I'm foreseeing a revaluation of our valuation here and here. Well, we're probably going to infuse, if we get to that run rate, we're probably going to be infusing another round of 200 million and then a 400, 500 million. That should get us to about $5 billion run rate by 2024. And I just want to highlight again, I think this is a big number, right? This is, for cloud, it's very small. That's less than 1% run rate at, today. And 5 billion is 1% at 2025, less than that. I'm a realistic guy.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, any other questions?
One last question.
Yes.
Yeah, if I may, I'm a really low at tech, I'm just a lawyer, as we communicated before. It's, talk about microbusiness. On the one hand, all the central government pumps into liquidity into the market system, and the tech guys try to move everything fast and faster. Is there really a market demand for that faster?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only AR game they can do now is Pokemon Go. The reason why is because the cloud is so far away. Speed of light is a real issue. Light only travels at 22,000 kilometers a second. You need sub 10 millisecond response time to make all the new stuff that we want to do possible. There's just no tech or infrastructure in place.
In the traditional sense, then, is it in gaming or banking or trading, I can understand, or is it everyone's normal daily life? Because we lawyers, low frequency, your client coming.
You live in Hong Kong, right? So if you live in Hong Kong, you can catch an Uber quickly. If you're in Kenya, your internet's not going to work to get you a taxi. So what we're doing today, where you're seeing today in Hong Kong, it's a very different story in Africa or even in Indonesia. Right? Today, technology only exists in advanced economies. And today's even worse. All these apps post a good story for decentralization, cloud computing, and blockchain. That's what I feel like the community really believes in. That's what I'm here.
Microsoft 5G, 6G,
What about the
all your
5G?
resources.
Oh yeah, it's a problem, man.
I think that's whatever available. I really appreciate there's so much input in this project. And thanks Jordan for choosing that. For showing us the decentralized cloud and the potential of real-time blockchain project and decentralized cloud. Thank you very much.